Hello friends, a political storm is erupting in China. The unshakable power of President Xi Jinping, the most dominant leader China has seen in decades, seems to be crumbling. He is almost vanished from public view now. Almost. His last appearance was on May 21st, 2025 until very recently. Yes, now he has surfaced again for only a brief period of time. But before that, nearly 50 days, total silence. He was not seen. Also, he has skipped BRICS summit in Brazil for the first time. So whispers are growing louder. Is Xi Jinping handing over power? Why has China's Navy chief suddenly been removed from key military panel? Something major is unfolding behind closed doors. Is this the fall of an emperor who once declared he would rule for life? Has the era of Xi come to a shocking halt? Is Jinping jumping away? And now two names are surfacing: Wang Yong and Shangqiu. Who are they? Why are these two people are being talked about as Xi's possible successors? What's really going on inside the world's most secretive superpower? Come on, let's connect the dots. Let's read between the lines. Jinping skips BRICS. The main reason for these rumors coming out of China is President Xi Jinping's absence at the BRICS summit. Usually, Xi never misses BRICS. No matter how busy, he always attended the summits, BRICS summits. He used this stage to display strength against the United States. Wherever the summit is held, Xi Jinping was present. But this time, for the first time ever, after taking over the power in China, Xi Jinping did not attend. The summit happened in Brazil. Instead of going himself, Xi Jinping this time has sent Chinese Premier Lookk to the summit. And the Chinese government didn't even give an official response on this. Some experts in China said Xi wanted to focus on domestic economic issues, so he has skipped this meeting. Their question is simple: why only the president? Why can't someone less powerful attend such meetings? President has even more important things to attend. But others don't believe in this theory. Why? Because from May 21st to first week of July, Xi Jinping was not seen anywhere in public. Only after the first week of July, he has surfaced again. This is very unusual. It is contrary to the fact that Xi Jinping is usually very active. He has been leading China for 12 years. For many Chinese, Xi Jinping and China are the same. He has made himself the face of the nation. He controls the army, the government, and the party, the Communist Party of China. All power centers in China are under total control of Xi Jinping. But recently, there are signs of growing dissatisfaction against Jinping. So now the question is the Chinese Communist Party trying to push him aside? If yes, this wouldn't be a new phenomenon in Chinese politics. The party has done this before. Let me take you through the history that shows a pattern. Between 1982 and 1987, Hu Zhaobang was a general secretary of Communist Party. He was forced to resign for being too weak to lead. After him, Shiao became general secretary from 1987 to 1989. Pardon me if I am not pronouncing Chinese names correctly. I'm trying my level best and you are seeing the names on screen as well. Shiao, he supported students who were protesting against corruption. He even conducted talks with them, with the protesters, student protesters. You know what happened to him after that? He was removed from office. He spent the rest of his life under house arrest until 2025. That is more than 15 years. Then came Bosch. He was seen as a rising star in Chinese Communist Party. He was also the general secretary, but got removed from the post for corruption allegations and involvement in a murder case. He was thrown out of the party's power structure and jailed. In all these cases, first the leader went missing from public view, then the resignation or removal happened. Now the question is the same thing happening with President Xi Jinping? Friends, there are some more deeper reasons behind these suspicions in China. See, in democratic countries like India, the US, France or Britain, people decide who comes to power. The process of transfer of power is usually peaceful. If somebody comes to power, he will rule, they will rule, the group will rule. If they lose in election, they will sit in opposition, or they can simply retire and have a different life. These things are normal in a democracy because people decide, and when a party loses power, it doesn't create big problems. At most, the new government may start an investigation into some scams of the previous government. That's it. It's healthy for democracy. But if the new government starts targeting the old government, creating fake cases, putting old ministers and prime ministers in jail, and start to hang them like a dictatorship, democracy will not accept it. The same people who voted that party to power, they will come to streets, they'll vandalize things, they'll protest. They will not rest until that government is pulled down. You have seen what happened during Indira Gandhi's emergency period in India. When there was an attempt to create dictatorship, people thrown her out of the power. They taught her the lesson of democracy. But what about dictatorship countries? The story is very different. Take Russia, for example. Putin doesn't call himself a dictator, but what will happen when he steps down? Can the next ruler of Russia guarantee Putin's safety? Will his rival spare him? Can he even stay alive after stepping down? Now take North Korea. What if Kim Jong-un gives up power? What happens next? What is retired life for Kim Jong-un? The answer is same for dictator Xi Jinping. Before Jinping also there was dictatorship in China, but it was party dictatorship. The one party rules everything. That kind of setup China followed. The party is the court, the party is the police, the party is the military. The Chinese army also, it is not called Chinese army, it is called People's Liberation Army. It is loyal to Communist Party of China. If tomorrow Communist Party dies and new party comes and takes over China, this army will not accept its administration because they are not Chinese army. They are army of Chinese Communist Party. So in China, before Xi Jinping also, there was Communist Party's dictatorship. And Xi Jinping came, he turned it into personal dictatorship. Now he ruled China for 12 years. He has also made changes to the Chinese constitution to be in power until he is alive. But unlike in democracy, in dictatorships, people won't bless these leaders to be in power after every term. In this kind of setup, the leader selection is not based on people's opinion. Leaders are chosen by influence, groupism, and power play. Whoever does this better stays in power. Whoever fails gets removed. And when someone smarter and stronger arrives, power begins to shift again. And now a series of suspicious events suggests someone better may have arrived in China. Someone who is ready to replace Xi Jinping, who is 72-year-old now. These strange developments have made the doubt stronger. Jinping removes loyalists. Anger inside the party. Not long ago, there were reports that China's Navy chief was not cooperating with Xi Jinping. So, Jinping removed him from key decision-making group. In the last 2 years, listen carefully, in last 2 years, Xi Jinping also removed 2 defense ministers, Li Shangqiu and Wei Fenghe, but both were considered close to Xi Jinping. And according to reports, since becoming president, Xi Jinping has removed 78 senior officials. Anyone who didn't support him was sacked, thrown out. This kind of dictator-like behavior has angered many inside the party. Now people say, maybe Xi's enemy inside the party are now moving against him, especially the group loyal to former President Hu Jintao. Let's understand this old rivalry. Xi versus Hu Jintao, the power feud. Hu Jintao was China's president before Xi Jinping came. He ruled the country from 2003 to 2013. He was respected across the world. He was seen as a modern leader, a professional, a business-minded technocrat visionary. Under Hu Jintao's leadership, China looked more open, more global, more cooperative. He brought the Olympics to Beijing in 2008 and hosted it in a grand, unforgettable way. That one event made the whole world turn its attention towards China. It was China's moment to shine. The world saw China as a future superpower. Under Hu Jintao's rule, China became a business hub, an economic giant. Trade deals, foreign investments, tech partnerships all grew rapidly in his time. He laid the foundation of China's modern economy. But what did Xi do? Xi Jinping simply used that strong foundation for his own benefit. Instead of taking it higher, he may have even damaged it. And guess what? Hu Jintao and Xi Jinping have never had a good relationship. When Jinping became Communist Party's General Secretary in 2012 and the President of China in 2013, he quickly accused Hu Jintao of corruption. Then he removed many of Hu Jintao's plans and policies. He brought strict old-style Mao Zedong-era rules back in China. In 2022, during a party meeting, Xi Jinping forced Hu Jintao to leave the hall in front of everybody. You can see that report on screen. This created a huge controversy, got global attention. Since then, the distance between them has only grown. Hu Jintao is openly against Xi Jinping's Mao Zedong-style dictatorship. Now let's talk about someone connected to Hu Jintao, that is Zhang Yoxia. Hu's ally, Xi's rival. Zhang Yoxia is the first vice chairman of the Communist Party. He is said to be very close to Hu Jintao. In fact, he calls Hu Jintao his mentor. Reports say through Zhang Yoxia, Hu Jintao's group may be trying to bring Jinping down because Zhang Yoxia has support from Hu's followers and some of them hold important positions in military and the government. One step at a time, power is being slowly shifted in Chinese communist system. Friends, in China, the thumb rule is party controls everything, even the president. If a president goes against the party or tries to become bigger than the party, he can be removed. That is how it always worked in past. The party is stronger than the government. But Xi Jinping was an exception. He was not just the president. He was also the party's general secretary and the chief of Central Military Commission CMC. So he controlled every aspect of power structure in China. From party to the government to the army, he controlled each and everything. But now, Zhang Yoxia is becoming more powerful day by day, more influential in Communist Party. He is not just vice chairman, he is also a member of the Politburo, China's top 24-member leadership team. He helps make decisions about security, economy, and the national policy. And a significant number of members in Politburo support him. So now some say Zhang Yoxia is already controlling the Chinese government partly. While Xi Jinping is being pushed to the side, he is day by day, step by step, expanding his control over the government and the party. Disrespect in media. Chinese media, which is almost all controlled by the government and the party, has also started acting differently. Recently, after a meeting between Jinping and US President Donald Trump about Trump's reciprocal tariffs, Chinese TV aired the news without addressing Jinping as president. Yes, can you believe that? They didn't use the respectful title. They just called him Jinping, Xi Jinping, not the President Xi Jinping. Such behavior from media is highly unusual in China. It was almost few hours before they corrected it again and used the title President to Xi Jinping. Not just that, there are more signs. Jinping's personal security team has been reduced. His father's memorial is also not receiving the same respect as before. Health issues haunting the leader? Some say it is not because of internal politics. Maybe President health is not so good. Maybe he is suffering from health problems. When he was seen with Belarus President Alexander Lukashenko, Xi Jinping looked tired. He appeared weak and disturbed. Even the Belarusian government mentioned this in their press note. Who will replace Jinping? In this report, you already heard Shangqiu, who is close to Hu Jintao's camp, already expanding his powers in the communist structure of China. But there is one more name, Wang Yong. People are suggesting he also can become China's next president. And who is this fellow, Wang Yong? He is a former vice premier. He is known as a technocrat. From 2018 to 2023, he was head of powerful advisory body, the Chinese People's Political Consultative Conference. This group gives suggestions on major government decisions. Wang is also linked with the Communist Youth League, an organization built by Hu Jintao. Again, he is also connected with Hu Jintao. This group often promotes economic reform ideas. So Wang has both technocratic skills and political backing. Some reports say the party has already decided to make him the next leader. All these brings us to a big question. Is the end getting near for Xi Jinping? Will the most powerful Chinese leader since Deng Xiaoping and Mao Zedong have to give up his throne midway? If that really happens, then Xi Jinping's grand dream, like launching an attack on Taiwan by 2027, may never come true. Why? Because many top leaders, even inside the Chinese military, are said to be against this plan. And that is not all. Xi Jinping's rule is now filled with problems. Harsh dictatorship, disappearances and death of rival leaders, China's economy slowing down, rising youth unemployment, and strict policies are creating frustration. Widespread corruption in the military is also causing tremors in the security structure. Reports claim that some of China's ballistic missiles were filled with water instead of real fuel. That is how deep the corruption has gone. And what about diplomacy? When Deng Xiaoping ruled, he tried to normalize relations with India and everybody. He pushed for trade and peace. He believed in growth and economic reforms. But under Xi Jinping, it's been the opposite. There was the Doklam standoff in 2017, and then clash happened near Pangong Tso Lake in Ladakh. There are serious border tensions with India even today. Instead of improving ties, Xi Jinping's government has become closer to Pakistan. They now call each other Iron Brothers. In fact, the Indian army has clearly stated China gave live technical support to Pakistan during Operation Sindoor. Not just India. Xi Jinping has managed to create tensions with almost every major country in the world. From the United States to Japan to Australia and even Europe. China under Xi has more conflicts than friendships. And now, from both inside and outside of China, a strong opinion is rising. Mr. Xi Jinping, it is time to step down. This might actually be good for China. And it might be good for the world as well. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you so much. Keep looking for better. Let's meet again. Namaste.